The solution hinges on genetically modified organisms and their inclusion in maize, with US farmers ready to plant white maize crops in the next couple of weeks. But there is a technical problem.
The US has about 20 events which are GMOs that haven't been tested in South Africa as yet. And those events haven't been registered. And legally, we can't import maize in countries that have events that haven't been registered in the country.
At the moment, the GMO Act doesn't allow the American maize to come in, and government needs to sit down and see, how serious are we about solving this problem? And they must try and find a way to assist us to get that.
Only way where this could happen is if cabinet comes up with new regulations and get those gazetted.
It's not that simple though. South Africa has gone 10 rounds with its American counterparts on human and animal health conditions in its AGOA negotiations on key meat sources.
The issue is now, how do we get the sanitary, phytosanitary and all these things sorted out? Because at the moment it can't flow. So the farmers didn't see South Africa as a potential market. And in the past we always had enough.
The US farmers are waiting for a signal from South Africa, and last week operators in the maize sector got together and asked the country's agriculture minister to approach cabinet.
I'm not sure as to when he's going to do that, but once that has been discussed at cabinet will take a decision as to whether to change regulations or not.
While that might take care of South Africa's shortfall, its neighbours take a different approach to GMOs.
The GM is even a bigger problem to the rest of the continent. I think there has been a slight change in their policies, but not at the moment. They won't accept any GM. I think Zimbabwe in the past accept GM maize meal, the processed product. But the GM, in its form like it is at the moment, that the trade is happening, it's not acceptable to Zambia, to Malawi. A lot of these countries don't accept it in that form.
In order to meet that demand, Mexico may be a potential supplier of suitable white maize.
I'm confident that we can still find some maize in that area in order to cover us. What we need in terms of white maize is 1.6 million. So in the bigger scheme of things, it's not that much.
Some late rains have fallen in some of the harvest areas in the country, which is good news. And farmers are planting crops in the hope that they can alleviate some of their losses. Whether they're going to make up that 1.6 million tonnes remains to be seen. I'm Angelo Coppola for CCTV in Johannesburg.